back to Redneck's Dirty Hands. I'm Pete, and today we're taking a trip back in time. So I'm almost going to be like American Graffiti up in here because we have not just one hot rod red pickup truck. We got two. You know, we got my buddy Redford's 33 Ford, and then we got another local fella's 55 Chevy in here. So, I mean, this one, it's kind of weird. It's, you know, we're getting to the end of October, and these fellas are still driving. Redford was going to take his truck into storage there, but had a little bit of a problem. He was out and about with the missus there, taking a little bit of the last road trip there. He wanted to drive it into storage, but the transmission had other ideas. It's slipping and sliding. She's a little bit burnt, so we got to pull the transmission out of that one, send it off, get it rebuilt. Then we'll put it all back in. He'll take it back to storage, and then he can love it and enjoy it all next season. This one over here, the fella reached out to me a little while ago, said, well, he's got a laundry list of things going on here. You know, this truck is looking tight and right. I love the red on there. It's neat to see these two in here at the same time because they're basically, even though they're, 20 years apart, that's a 33, this is a 55 type deal. They're basically like the same kind of build, same color scheme, same, 350 Chevy in this one, even though that one's, I've heard, it's got a Chevy motor in there. I'll show you that in a little bit. You may have seen that in other videos. So I did a tune-up and all that stuff on the 33 there. It's got a tune port Chevy 350, but, this one's got a newer style. It's got a floor shifter, a low car floor shifter in there, but it's got a column shift. He wanted me to see if I could hook that up, but I'm not sure if we'll have the linkages and stuff to do it. So he's got his list. Electric choke, not working, wants to adjust that. Steering column to the transmission, wants to know if we can hook that up. If not, if we can put the neutral safety, hook that up on the floor shifter, because it's not. Thing will start up in any gear. Check the wheel bearings, brakes, differential fluid, all that kind of stuff. So basically a good old-fashioned once-over on her, It runs, drives. He's been liking it. It says it shifts hard from first to second. Somebody could have been in there, and maybe it's got a shift kit in. I don't know. I'm loving it. He's got the original 55 plates on there, too. That's a nice touch. We'll see what we can do on this one, and then before we work on this one, we got to get Mr. Redford's here, pull the transmission out of there. I did do, now he was hoping, fingers were crossed. He was seriously hoping that maybe we could just do a service on it and see, maybe it'd come back to life. So I did drop the pan. The fluid was pretty burnt. I put another filter in there, filled it back up. I took it for a test drive, and that sucker, she's toast. Game over. It goes in the first and reverse, no problem, but sometimes it'll shift out of first in the second, sometimes it won't. It's a very harsh shift if it does, so we're just gonna pull the transmission out, send it to a fella in Peterborough, I believe. He's going to rebuild it, and then we'll stick it back in. Then he can put it into storage. But obviously for now, we gotta deal with it now, so, he doesn't want this thing sitting outside. I don't blame him, it's a beauty truck. This fella, he drove, it was raining cats and dogs this morning. He drove that 55 here, no problem. I turned the wipers on, and they leave a little bit to be desired, but yeah, this one here, she's the old school. Oh, tickety-boo, look at that, tune port 350, nice one. I think this is an older build, probably 20 years old or something like that. I think Redford should be talked into doing like an MLS swap or going back carbureted and put a big old dirty camshaft in it. I think that'd be cool. But I think it's super cool. We got the, 33, the chrome front bumper there, the big old headlights, manual, the hinged hood, move her up that way. And then you get over to this one, the 55. You know what that is right there? It's a goddamn small block Chevy. This old 33 Ford, she's a nice build, it's got a nice small block 350 in there, the old tune port. They're pretty cool. They were sweet back in the day, but nowadays with the LS swaps and all that stuff, it might benefit to maybe do an upgrade or go back to a dirty old carburetor setup. You can never beat an old carburetor, but it's got the block hugger headers in here. It's got the nice brake booster, one wire alternator on there. She does have AC and everything. It's got the aftermarket AC under the dash and all that, but the heater was never hooked up. Redford wanted me to try and hook up the heater. He's like, oh, shouldn't be too bad, would it? It's like, whoever put this on, there's no accommodations anywhere for heater hoses off the intake or off the water pump, so you'd have to go in and change a bunch of stuff just to get that going. So I think down the road, he ain't driving this one in cold weather anyway. He's got no heat if he wanted to. But maybe down the road we'll do like an upgrade. I know he wants to put a camshaft in this thing to get it, you know, shaking the doors when they're opening at idle. You know, we'll get that chop on there. So maybe next year or something like that down the road, I can talk him into letting me do a few things to her, and we'll liven her up a little bit. I mean, the truck drives good and all that, but she's just lacking in the power, you know what I mean? And then this fella's, you know, nice small block setup in here, same thing. He's got some headers on her. Looks like he's got a 700 R4 transmission in this one. We got the kick down cable, all that. It's got an Edelbrock carburetor with the electric choke. I'm more of a fan of the manual choke. That's what I got in my 57 Fargo. I got a 454 in that one. And that thing, you know, it's the typical, you know, turn the key on, pump the pedal a couple of times, crank her, pull the choke on, pump the pedal 2 more times, crank her, fires up, push the choke in, you're good to go. The electric ones, there is adjustments on there. You can lean them out or richen them up. So we'll take a look at that. He says it doesn't work at all. So, but I mean, we'll have to go through, double check the idle, all that kind of jazz. Under the hood here, it's pretty clean. Like, it's a nice build. It's, ooh, who's this? Hey, honey.
Good morning.
How are you?
How you making out?
Oh, not too bad. We're just doing the introduction here, going over this 55 and Redford's 33 there.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to try and dig out my transmission jack. I know we cleaned up for the Halloween party we just had in here.
We did, yes. So there was a casualty over there behind you.
Oh, yeah. We had the evidence markers, and there was a machete and some bullet shells and stuff like that laying around, so you had to guess what happened to that poor fella. Oh, you even got a bandana for Poppy right next to her hands.
I thought I'd doodad her up for the video.
Oh, you're gonna look so cute.
You always see her wandering around in the background.
Right, so just trying to figure out what the game plan's gonna be. So he doesn't have any of the actual hard rods to go down to the transmission. So somebody, I think he said somebody tried to hook it up, but they were using these dinky little, like, I don't even know, this is like a tiny little threaded rod. They tried to bend it around to make it work, but there ain't no way that's gonna do her. So I don't know. I don't think I have any of those rods kicking around, so I may just try and hook up the neutral safety to his floor shifter. The floor shifter's working. He just said that, you know, it'll start in any gear, which is never usually a good thing. So we'll look at that, and then I say the game plan for today will be to lift up Redford's, get the transmission out so we can get it sent out to the tranny rebuilder, and then whether we get it back in time to finish off this video, I don't know. Hopefully we can, but in the meantime, we can just carry on with this one, do the rear end service, check the brakes, the flex lines, wheel bearings, try and get the neutral safety hooked up on the floor shifter, adjust his choke on the carburetor, address all the little issues he's got and concerns, and then, I mean, if it stops raining, we can go test drive it, baby.
In Mexico?
In Mexico! Looks like he's got too much rubber on those tires. How do you piss your customers off?
Yeah.
I know Redford won't let me do it. He's like, those tires are expensive and they're old. It's like, well, they make new tires every day. Like, come on, get off your wallet. Let me do a burnout, right? Hardest part of working on this thing is setting up the freaking hoist so you don't rip the freaking running boards off of here. That would be kind of bad because I don't think they're too easy to get. They're actual steel running boards. Like, this is all steel body truck, so it's not a fiberglass one, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I think I've got them in the right place here. Oh, look how close that is. You could fit like just a sheet of freaking paper under there. Now, we can start working on it. I think the battery's underneath this thing. We'll unhook that so we don't create any sparks or fires or anything like that. So we got her up in the air, and I was mistaken on Redford's truck. This one, the 33, the battery's not under here. The battery box is under here, but the battery, I'm pretty sure, is under the seat. It was that other, the old 31 Ford. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me.
It was that other old fella's, the 31 Ford, that I did a little bit of work on a while ago, where the battery was under the truck and you unhooked it under here. So we'll have to let it back down to do that. But in the meantime, you can see we're gonna have to pull the drive shaft out. unhook the speedo cable. It does have a removable cross member, which is a bonus. We'll drain the pan, pull that off. He's got a low car shifter on this one as well, so I'm hoping I can just undo the linkage off of the tranny and then just unbolt the bracket that holds it on, so we can leave the shifter kind of dangling up in there, and we'll just drop the transmission and everything out. We'll have to get the inspection cover off, undo all the torque converter bolts, get up in here, undo all these bell housing bolts to separate it. Hopefully this goes okay. The only problem really that I can see is because it's like a aftermarket or like a kit for doing the frame and all that, it's got these tiny little engine mounts on the front, so that's going to be the only mount position once we pull the transmission out. So I'm going to have to rig up some sort of strap, maybe go from this cross member here and then come across to the mount, and I'll have to ratchet the crap out of it just to hold the engine up, because once we pull that transmission out, the engine's just going to be dangling there. So other than that, pretty straightforward. So we should be able to get this out in an hour, hour and a half, I don't know, something like that. As long as nothing bad happens, you know.
Yeah, right.
How's it going?
Great, how are you?
Not too bad.
Yes, there's the battery.
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, seatbelt's just dangling down under here. But yeah, the exhaust is running right beside this, and look, they got cardboard stuffed in here. That can't be good on a hot summer day when you're running this thing, but we may have to revisit that and recommend maybe getting rid of that cardboard. I'm guessing they got it in there just to keep the battery from flopping around, but I bet you that gets pretty freaking hot. So.
Probably.
Okay, so just cracked that nut loose on the negative clamp, pop that sucker off. Okay, honey baby.
Yeah.
So you've tried and I tried. The kickdown cable doesn't really want to fit underneath those runners. I mean, she's toiked.
Yeah.
It's like a fat man in a little coat. So I say we lift it up. We'll drop the pan, drain the transmission, and we'll see if we can just unhook the cable from the transmission, unbolt it, and let her dangle there. And then see, you know, when it comes back all rebuilt. Shouldn't be any fluid in it, so we should be able to just drop the pan, hook the cable back up, put her on, right? In theory.
Hopefully.
Fancy meeting you under here. Yeah. So first things first, we're gonna pop this pan down. I like to just go around, crack all these bolts loose, take all these front ones out, and then I just loosen the back ones and let the pan tip, and that way it'll drain out some of the fluid so you're not wearing it. No matter what you do, this is like the messiest job you can do in the shop, is dropping the transmission pan. I used to have one of those oil caddy things where you could extend it up and get it close to the pan, but my dad, Lord love him, he went to drain it one day and blew the freaking lid out of it. That's why we got that big Johnny Walker poster on the wall there. Covering the oil stain, you can still see remnants of it up on the ceiling. So right after that oil bin got chucked in the scrap pile. So we're just gonna crack these all loose. And then once you get them loose, it starts to relax the pan. You see some drips coming. But if you leave these back ones tight, it kind of holds it so it doesn't just freaking drop the edge of the pan, and then you're just wearing it and getting it all over the floor. Man, that fluid was only in there for like a kilometer and it already smells burnt.
Taste it.
Yeah, I'm not like D-Ron. I don't have to taste the freaking fluid to tell you what it is. Sounds like a tranquilical, what's that? A tranquil visit to the spa.
Rainfall.
Yeah, we're like in the rainforest. The dripping has slowed down, so I'm just gonna slowly undo that one. So now the pan's tipping down. We got nothing pouring out of there, so now I'm gonna hold it up with one hand. I'll zip that last one out. I'll pass the gun over to you to hold, and then I'll lower this pan down. And then we're just gonna go straight down. Okay, so keep in mind, I literally just serviced this, like not even a kilometer on there, and look at all the burnt stuff in there. All this That's, yeah. So, sorry, Redford. We're not winning on this one. So now we just gotta let that drip dry. I'll pull the filter out of there, drain a little bit more, and then we'll see, have a little peekaboo at the kick down cable there. This is the kick down cable here, babe. So it comes through the body of the transmission, hooks onto this lever here, and then you got a little valve that's floating in there that pushes on that, and that's your throttle valve. Tells you when you smash the pedal to the floor, it's like, hey, we're going, we need to shift down here.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a little 10 mil bolt holding the kick down cable assembly to the transmission there, so we're gonna pull that guy out. So then there's these two 10 mil bolts going up through the valve body holding this job on here. Pull them out. And then that guy just pulls out of the cable, right? Mm-hmm. So then you just got your cable there. We can put this all back in. So, you know, when Buddy rebuilds the transmission, he's like, hey, what the hell's going on? So this stuff will still be there. You know what I mean? And then we'll just pull that cable out. So that just slips out of there. Tickety-boo. Okay, now that she's drained, we got that all unhooked. I just bolted it back in there so it's in place and we won't lose any of that stuff. Throw the pan back on. It's so much fun having you as a helper in here, you know. Getting your hands dirty, helping me take the transmission out of Redford's truck.
Oh yeah, saves me standing around, you know.
You're multi-talented.
Right?
Not only can you film and edit and run the merchandise and all that, you're getting your hands dirty too.
And I'm a professional welder.
Well, yes, you are actually. Instead of, I guess you're a Jill of all trades.
Yes. Somebody did tell me that.
Oh, yeah?
That at Moorfield.
Oh, there you go. Very important step when you're putting the bolts back in. Get rid of the freaking drain pans from underneath, because 100% you drop it, it's going right in the pan.
I've definitely done that before.
And then you're fishing in the dark.
Yes. Good song, but.
So I just undid the two transmission lines. We got to get that drive shaft out, so we might as well tackle that sucker right now, babe.
Okie dokie.
All right, baby. You think you can crack the U-bolt, or not U-bolts, but the bolts out of the saddles?
Oh, not too bad.
Oh.
It's nice because under here it's not all rusty like all.
That is a bonus, you know. It's not something we usually get the benefit from.
No.
Usually I get all the rusty junk in this shop here.
Never-ending bolts or what?
It's holding the back bumper on, eh?
Oh my god. There's gotta be something else like better we can use.
Look at that.
Is it a weld?
There's a rub mark on that cross member there. You're telling me that thing, like I could fit, hold on. I can get 4 or 5 fingers in there. That'd be a stiff whiskey drink, but there's a lot of room up there, but it's looking like that. Hit that.
Yeah.
How was that even possible? Here, honey bunny.
Oh, now I get it?
Try the electric Milwaukee.
I've graduated.
Yeah. A little quicker, eh?
A little bit.
Get a pry bar up onto the pinion there, up against the cup. Just give her a little pop-a-doodle. Nothing wrong with that U-joint. And you just pull her out, and there is the drive shaft. So now that the drive shaft is out, we can unhook that speedo sensor there. All right, inspection covers off. There's the torque converter, there's the ring gear. He's got a high torque starter on here, so we can leave that bolted on to the engine. It doesn't have the traditional nose cone or anything, so it doesn't get in the way of pulling this transmission out. Now we've got these little standoff welded tabs on the torque converter. So we got they're a 15 mil. Ooh, not even really all that tight. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll just undo one, and then I'll roll the engine around. There's a few different ways you could do it. These, you can grab a screwdriver. I did have a tool years ago that kind of grabbed it and you just walked it around. I don't know where it is, so I got that one out. Sometimes, if you get lucky, you can spin her by hand. Oh, just like so. That's how you know you're dating a man. There we go. Does that turn you on?
Oh yeah.
Well, see, that one wasn't really all that tight either. So I got her rolled around for the last one. You try and crack it loose and tell me how tight that is.
Oh. That was not tight at all.
Right?
Huh. I mean, I guess it's a good thing you're doing all this so you can get all this stuff tightened up for him.
That could have been a problem down the road if the transmission didn't let go on. I'm guaranteed he was going to have an issue with loose bolts on the torque converter. So then, there you go. We are free from the flex plate. Nice one. So now the only thing holding it is those bell housing bolts and the rear cross members. All right, so those bell housing bolts are 9/16 head or 14 mil. So I'm gonna try and get up there with 2 extensions and a flexi socket to see if I can get the top ones first, because they are gonna be the most difficult ones. Okay. Little bit, my man hands don't really fit up in there, so we got to keep going with the extension.
Will mine fit up there, or is it not loose enough yet?
You can try it. Give her a try, baby. Reach up on in there.
Okay. Got it.
Nice.
Got it?
I got it, baby. So that's the 2 top ones done, and those are basically like the hardest ones to get. I had to get a little creative. Deeron had a bunch of these safety straps. Those are those ties they nail into the roofs of new houses so you can anchor off. He's got boxes and boxes of them, so I just put a block of wood under the oil pan, looped one around each frame rail, cranked that tight, so that should hold the engine up. So now we just got to put the tranny jack under here, undo the 4 cross member bolts, cracker free. Hopefully it's not stuck to the bell housing on the engine. We can split her open, out and down, and then we can move on to the 55 Chevy. Okay, got the tranny jack holding the weight of the transmission, hopefully. Oh yeah, look at that. That's tight, so that should hopefully be holding the engine up. We'll give it a little bit of a wiggle here.
No bueno.
No bueno is right. Oh yeah, she's free.
Yeah.
It just moved.
Drop down on it.
Well, I'd say that's a little free. We just gotta get it past the flywheel, and then we can start coming down with it. We're clear. Come on down. How do you get it off of here? I'm gonna say we should probably use the cherry picker.
Okay.
Work smart, not hard, you know?
All right.
Because even though...
We're 26?
Yeah. I don't think we're gonna do so great lifting this off. But my back already says no. So we got it free balling out here. I pulled the torque converter out to make it a little bit lighter, or just in case, you know, if we tip it one way and that falls out. I got steel toes on. You do not, honey bunny. So, in my younger days, I would have no problem just grabbing that off of there and setting her on the bench, but pretty sure I have a hernia. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't feel right. So we're gonna work smart, not hard. Use the cherry picker. This is the speed way of raising your cherry picker, by the way. I got the valve closed, just keep lifting it up. Instead of having to pump all day long. Oh, look at that. So now, we gotta find a strap-a-doodle. We'll just kind of sling it and lift it off of there, and my back will thank me for doing that, and yours too. I mean, I know you could probably pick this up all on your own.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I work out sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I watch you. I mean,
He does watch me.
no, I mean, okay, maybe a little creepy, but
Because it's my fault for doing it in the shop.
I mean, I like you working out in here.
And take it down.
I think we got it.
Looks good.
Right? She's dangling in the breeze. Looks okay. Way my back is loving us for this idea, baby. So we won't let it dangle way up in the sky just in case. So we'll drop her down. And then that right there is ready to go in the back of somebody's pickup truck and go to the rebuilder. And then we'll finish our coffee, and then we'll, the motor's hanging there, so you check this out, babe. So putting that block of wood on there and then strapping it from frame rail to frame rail, that engine has not sagged at all. So it should be perfect. When we go to put her back in, we'll just tie up, you know, won't let anything drag or get run over. And then we can button everything up. We'll wheel this sucker out of here. We'll put it where the 55 is, and then we'll bring the 55 over here. We'll do the rear diff, all that jazz, check the brakes, tickety-boo. One red hot rod off the hoist, the other one on. We got the Chevy up on there. We're gonna check the bearings and all the brakes and all that, and then he's got a little box of goodies here. Wants a rear differential service, so a couple of bottles of that, and some Posi Track additive. Honey baby. I'll film while you pull the wheels off, eh?
Okay.
Deals. The similarity of these two trucks is just it keeps on going. This thing's got the BF Goodrich radial TAs on her, but this fella's got the white letters in, whereas Redford's 33, it's got the BF Goodrich radial TAs with the white letters out. So I kind of prefer the white letters out myself.
Yeah.
It's got drum brakes on the back. We'll have to pull the wheels off to have a look at that. Front end wise, not too terrible. Oh, big old stack of washers there.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, they do have actual mounts. That's hard mounted. Nice one. Okay.
How many is there? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got
4,
1,
5,
2,
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
6.
Not bad, not bad. This bearing's got a tiny little bit of play.
Oh, yeah.
But this side only has 1, 2, 3, 4 washers over here.
Okay.
Split the difference, I guess. You know what kind of motor that is, baby?
Small block Chevy?
Yeah, that's a goddamn small block Chevy. It's painted orange too, like how could you not tell? So we've got, I mean, it's a fairly clean, this thing was probably put together not too long ago. It's got the disc brakes on the front, so that's gonna be easy to check and see the condition of those. I mean, they look pretty good. Some custom stuff going on here. We got some bathroom or plumbing strapping here, holding the spring for the return for the brake pedal, I'm guessing. Oh yeah. This is the problem with builds like this is, you know, guys work on them, you know, in their leisure or whatever, and then they tend to forget to go back and tighten things. Here's a grease fitting. I can just pull it with my fingers.
Okay.
Nice one. We'll put that back in and we'll cinch her tight with the main hands there. This one's a little different than Redford's. He's got the brake booster and everything underneath the cab. Oh, you got brand new drive shaft in her. Oh, not even a stitch of paint on, nice and shiny. Bigger exhaust than Redford's. Overall, I say she's not too bad. The rear flex line looks like it's been replaced, but it's just dangling over top. This is your axle vent. Plywood body mounts. Would you just look at it?
Look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
Oh yeah, you gotta like that. Plywood, yeah, all the way up there. Nice one. Okay. I think Redford was looking, I think he's got a block of wood as a body mount in his truck too. He saw it the other day when he was in here, he's like, oh, is that a block of wood? It's like, yeah, that looks like a block of wood. Might not be a bad idea while we're farting around with this to go around and do a little bit of a nut and bolt check for this fella just in case.
Yeah.
Because we're already finding a few things that are a little bit loosey-goosey. I guess we'll tackle the things off of his list first anyway. But I couldn't help notice, you got 3-inch exhaust coming into the muffler. Look at the tiny little pipe coming out, and then they just filled this with weld to seal it. Like, why? I mean, they did a pretty good job of filling her up.
Probably took a little bit.
Oh yeah. And just as I was suspecting, these rear brakes are brand spanking new. Like, that's the shiniest axle flange I think I've ever seen. Like, I think this is all brand new stuff in here. I would say everything in here is tight and right. I guess we'll just pop the other side off, make sure there's no axle seal leak or anything like that, and then do the spill and fill, baby. But I mean, at least they used the good quality plywood for the body mounts here for the box. They didn't cut costs there, that's the good stuff. Got the exact same transmission in this one as in Redford's 33 Ford there though, baby.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, we probably do the whole switcheroo.
Yeah.
I'll take the light. Yeah, we'll stick her up on there. I will pull the diff cover off. It's gonna get stinky because gear oil
Stinks.
smells like butts. Like, I literally just put the gun on there and it just came out like that. It didn't even ugga-dugga or nothing. That one was tight. Oh yeah. I hope that's the kind of oil in there because that looks kind of metally. And it does smell like butts. Yeah, can you see that there? See the glitter?
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know if that, we'll pull this cover off and see. I don't know, that's not, it's never a good thing when you see, like, metallic paint is nice. Metallic oil? No,
Not
no.
so much.
Metallic oil is very expensive, or it can be. I mean, no chunks or nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing any chunks, but I mean, that is definitely, that's weird. And this all looks like new stuff. I just got off the phone with the fella that owns this because I was like, why do you want me to do a rear end service? Was it making any howling noises or whining or anything like that? And he's like, no, it's fine. He doesn't know the history of this rear end. I don't know. Maybe he hasn't had this truck that long. I don't know. But like, everything's looking brand new. And this, it had a paper gasket on there. And I mean, it's still pliable. It's coming off perfectly fine. So this has not been together that long. So to see that much metallic in here, like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of gear oils, you know, over the years. I've never seen one that has that base with the metallic in it. Like, I know, I wish I had a bottle of the Klotz chain case stuff for the snowmobiles because it does look like that. So I'm wondering if there is some kind of high performance or aftermarket gear oil that they put in here that looks like that. Maybe it's just full of zinc or something for, I don't know, extra lubrication and preventative wear. Okay, my lovely assistant is inside the truck. You're gonna work the shifter handle for me.
I'll do the shifter.
And then
And you're gonna lift me up.
I'm gonna lift you up, baby. You're gorgeous. I wanna lift you up every day.
Oh, be part of the Mile High Club.
Oh, there you go. Poppy, work the hoist. So we've got the linkage for the steering column up here. So run it through, take it out of park and run it down into drive. Okay, so it's lifting up this way. Back down into park. All right, so I will lift you up. I'll grab one of those rods he's got in that tickle trunk of his. Okay. And then I'll see if we can rig it up there, if it'll work. So this thing here has an insert. That's gonna go on the transmission. It's got the slot in there. And then we got an Allen key that's gonna pinch it onto that. We can figure out where we want it. And then this is an adjustable bolt here. We'll have to figure out which end goes up and down. I don't know if this is a custom bend or if it was bought this way. It's pretty, pretty handy though. We'll give it a try. All right, well, even though, I mean, that's a pretty cool looking, you know, aftermarket rod with the heim joints on each end, and adjustable bracket or whatever, not going to work for the shifter on this thing, because this style of transmission, you need, typically like these 700R4s have like a horseshoe adapter on here, and then you got a rod that has like a 90-degree bend on it, goes over to the frame, mounts at a pivot point there, and then you have a straight rod that comes down from the shifter to hook into there. So we don't have any of that stuff. So he did have this bracket in that box of goodies there. So what I did was I put a spacer inside it, clanked this down because the old one was just flopping around. That right there is more solid than me on date night with Christina. So we're a positive lock there. The shifting's gonna be good. We'll still have to see about doing his neutral safety or whatever. That part, I'll say check, we're good there. And then apparently the speedo drive is leaking on this thing. You just gotta spin this off here, undo your speedo cable. So he put an O-ring on the edge here. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so he put that O-ring on there, but that's not doing anything, because what's happening is the oil is coming through the center point here. So we gotta undo that bolt, take this tab off, and then we'll pull this speedo drive section out and we'll have a little peekaboo. Oh, y'all dressed and ready to go?
Probably's getting me all dirty.
Poppy, come on. I was just trying to get a shot of the speedo drive here, but my hands are all oily and I can't hold the camera just quite right, so you're here just in time.
Perfect.
So this is the speedo drive out of this 700R4. I believe they're basically the same for the TH 350s and the Turbo 400s and all that. This O-ring here does not belong there. The fella that owns this truck put it on, thought it was leaking somehow out of there, but there's a seal and a clip in there. I don't know if you can see that there. There's a little retaining clip. These housings here, they're different too, depending on how many teeth your speedo drive is. This one, I believe it says it on here somewhere. You just pull it out. I don't know if you can see that. It's a 38 tooth right there.
We'll believe you.
Kinda, sorta. It's a 38 tooth, and on the housing, it says right there that this housing is good for, you got a 36, 37, 38, and a 39. So those are the only speedo drives you can use with this housing. Now, I think you can get replacement seal, replacement gear, and the reason why we need that is because this guy here, you can see there's a groove right on the end there. That's supposed to be flat and smooth all the way across. So it is worn into the seal. So what's happening is the transmission fluid is leaking through the center shaft of this, and it's dripping out where you thread your speedo cable onto. Amazon, you can get these off. Bezos has some of these in stock. I said, I just got to try and find the right tooth. He said, no, you don't have to worry about it. Speedo's way off on this thing anyway. So, I mean, basically whatever housing and gear we can find with a seal is what we'll go with. And then I asked him about the rear end there, saying like it's looking pretty metallic in there. He's owned this truck. We got the full story now. He's owned this truck for 4 years. He's only put maybe 1,500 kilometers on it since he's owned it. I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? He's like, customer's decision. Just put it back together with the fresh fluid. We'll put the additive in there. He's gonna run her and see how she goes. There's just a tiny bit of backlash, which is good. It's within spec. It's rotating nice and smooth. There's no bearing noises, or everything's tight and right, and nothing's chunky, or I don't know what the heck's going on with this thing. Like, it doesn't look good to me, but customer's always right. This is just like McDonald's, right? That's right. So seeing as how we're just gonna ignore what's going on in here and carry on with our lives. When I was putting the cover back on, well, actually, the fella that owns this truck was here this morning. He was the one that told me just to put it all back together type deal. Well, While I was standing here looking at these U-bolts, I can see a bit of a gap underneath these guys here. So I was just like, you know what? Better put a torque wrench on there and give it a check. And yeah, they are not tight. You know what? We're gonna go through it all. Might as well tighten up, check all as many bolts on this thing as we can just to see. So we had to use silicone on the rear diff cover, so we got to let that set up before I fill it up. Just gonna put that stock speedo drive in for now because we're having a hard time tracking a replacement one down, so he may have to come back to get that swapped out. So while it's up on here, this bearing has a tiny little bit of play, so we might as well give that a little bit of tension. All we're doing is pulling this cotter pin out. Got lots of grease going on up in here. Pull the cotter pin out and I'm just gonna snug this nut up. Give the wheel a little bit of a spin. You want it moving nice and free, but you don't want any play. Back her off. Nice and smooth. No play. And we'll put a new cotter pin in because that one is buggered up. All right, so now we are under the hood of this sweetie. I like the custom fan bracket on there. Nice one. I mean, it works. So we got an Edelbrock air cleaner on here with an Edelbrock carburetor under there. Now, we do got to try and figure out this choke situation because it is a pain in the butt. You know, fire it up, you go, as soon as you put it in gear, stalls out, all that jazz. So we'll see if we can adjust it. Now I love these Edelbrock carburetors. They're like performance right out of the box. I've used them on multiple builds of my own, and literally, like you pull it out of the box, bolt it on, and they're like good to go. Hardly ever have to fart around with them, so I always, like I said earlier though, I always go for the manual choke because there's nothing to adjust or go wrong. You pull it, it works. You push it back in, it doesn't. So I guess we got to see if we got power going to this thing first. And then if that's all working, just got to crack loose these 3 screws. So we'll sit there, we'll play with it. We'll work the throttle. We'll feel it when the choke starts engaging. See how far out it is. Is that an empty or an open vacuum line? Maybe I'll get you to hop in it. Okay. And we'll spark her up just to see what it's doing. I'll get you to work the key and all that. I'll grab my power probe. We'll see if the choke actually has power on the key. All right, you situated in there, honey bunny?
I'm in.
Okay. Okay, so we got a massive vacuum leak. Oh my God. It's like, no wonder why you think like the choke's not working or whatever. This port here is usually linked for your booster on your brakes, I believe, or your PCV valve, one or the other. And it's wide open to the atmosphere. This thing is hogging air in, so we got to put a plug on that. And that will probably solve the drivability issues or the warm-up because this thing is leaking so bad. I checked with the power probe. We do have power on the main wire for the choke. All that is working, but that is supposed to be capped off. So look at that.
Beauty.
That is what tickety-boo right there. Okay, that's probably gonna solve that problem. So that was like the easiest fix of the day.
Do you want me to start it again?
Might as well.
It runs aggressive, doesn't it? Like it seems.
Well, it's idling high because it's got a massive freaking vacuum leak too. So we'll see what it does here.
I had my foot on the brake just in case.
Yeah, we don't want to run me over. You're not allowed in, Poppy.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to adjust the idle and all that because he had it set. Oh yeah, it's way high. We'll let it warm up a little bit. Just give it a quick snap of the throttle. There you go. It's stuck on high idle. It's better, but now I'd say that idle's a touch on the low side. So we'll just let her keep going. The choke's definitely working. It was closed up there. Now it's slowly opening. Sounding better. We'll let that warm up like that, and then we might have to take her for a bit of a test drive, get some heat into it, and then we'll double check the idle and the choke again. But yeah, you never know what you're gonna find when somebody brings their old truck in and says, you know what, they got issues or whatever. Well, that main vacuum leak, that's a big issue. You don't want that. All right, so now without touching the gas or anything, just bump the key. See if she sparks up. Nice one. All right, that's not terrible.
Not terrible.
No, so we just got to fill the rear end, and then we'll go for. What's so funny?
And go for a test drive?
And then go for a little testy.
All right.
Okay. All right, well, we're crossing things off the list. Redford's buddy just came, picked up the transmission for that, take it to the rebuilder, so who knows when I'm gonna see that back. Probably not in time for the end of this video, but I got the 55 rolled back, put the gear fluid and the limited additive in there, so that's all good. Fingers crossed, hopefully it's good. I got my power probe hooked up onto here, so we're gonna see, now that I fixed the floor shifter, made it tighten right, we gotta hook up the neutral safety switch. So, the beauty part about these old vehicles, the dashes are steel. Nice one, magnet lights, beautiful. Right there is the neutral safety switch that comes on this shifter. The original neutral safety switch is down over here. We got two wires coming down to here. So, right now if I hit the key, she sparks up no problem. If I pull one of these off, make sure it stays off, we got nada. Nada colada. So, what we're gonna do is use these wires and we'll extend them over to that switch, and then we'll see if it works by the way it's supposed to, like neutral safety. The whole point of a neutral safety is it'll only start and park in neutral, not in reverse or drive. We're making this much safer for him. The rear end's not gonna fall out, the bumper's not gonna fall off. The engine, he said he had this for 4 years. If he's been running it the whole time he's owned it with that freaking vacuum port open, not good. Getting right into her, lending a hand, eh, baby?
Try to help out.
Taping the wires down for the neutral safety so nobody steps on them.
Right. Oh.
There's a nice tight squeeze in there.
Oh yeah. Might be stuck.
Oh, are ya? I'll come around. I'll come around and pull you out.
This is where you shine.
Oh, you're not gonna hook them up?
You're gonna hook them up. I don't know if you want me doing that.
Oh, okay. Don't be filming my butt now. I think we got it, honey.
Got it?
I think so. We are in park right now. And if I just hit the key, it starts. If I click it into reverse, hit the key, no start.
Okay.
Put it into neutral, start. Put it into drive. No start. That's what I would call a functioning neutral safety switch. So, we can't do nothing with this one because we don't have the proper rods and mechanisms and all that jazz, and I am not gonna waste the time trying to fabricate something like that. He's got the floor shifter in here. It works. It's nice and tight now. It was flopping around like a McDonald's cheeseburger when we first brought it in. So at least with that aluminum bracket on there, everything is nice and tight. It's positive shifting. He shouldn't have any issues. And now the neutral safety does work properly. So it ain't raining.
Take her for a rip.
We might as well, Tater Chip. He's shining her up.
Well, you left behind some fingerprints. So.
Yeah, I know. See, that's exactly why. You know, these trucks, even though they're nice and shiny, you know, they look nice and all that. I love my Fargo because I got dirty hands all the time. When you touch it, it don't matter. You know, you touch this thing around the door handles, like we got smudges on here, on the paint, you know, grabbing the door, you can kind of see fingerprint smudges there, and then you're constantly wiping it down.
Right.
You know, it's gorgeous. It's a good looking rig. Redford's beautiful truck. I love them, but honestly, if I were to own that, she'd be chopped down and rat rod looking. Let's go to Mexico.
Okay, let's go.
You driving or am I?
Oh, I'm not driving.
You don't want to drive?
I'm not going to be responsible for this.
Oh, okay, okay. You in, honey bunny?
I'm in. Should I fiddle fart with the seatbelt?
I mean,
You're going to keep it between the ditches?
I'll keep her between the ditches and rubber side down.
No, this works. We're good.
Yeah, we got the lap belt. All right, let me find mine then. Might as well just in case Johnny Law's watching it.
Right.
Although, we'd be dealing with federales in Mexico.
Oh, true. I want to go to a Mexican jail.
This is true. I'm too pretty. Alright, so automatically, it starts beautiful. It's idling good. We're in reback. It ain't stalling out on us like it was before when we were...
When you tried to move it, it did.
That's right. Drive. We should be good to go. I did slam the hood shut, so hopefully it's not going to fly up on us. Try and avoid all the puddles.
Oh, yeah.
See, same thing. Fargo, drive straight through the puddles. Dirt adds character, I'd say. It was a very quick 1 to 2 shift. Seems to drive all right. It actually tracks pretty straight too. I'm not even holding on to her. Must be because I tightened up the U-bolts.
That probably helps.
So right now we're cruising at, I don't know, 1800. We got 50 pounds oil pressure. We're charging 14 volts. Temperature's slowly coming up. Although he did say that the speedo is like way out, like 20K out or something like that, so. So far, I'd say she's a decent driver. I think we'll have to adjust the idle, baby, because when you come down, now that she's warmed up in gear, it's like it's laboring, so we got to bring that idle up a little bit. But second question, holding on to your tits. We got a second gear chirpy doodle. He was right, that 1-2 shift is kind of hard. Yeah, the idle's dropped down quite a bit now that she's all warmed up, so we're gonna have to tweak her up a little bit. So I'll get you to, I'll fiddle around with it, then I'll get you to put it into gear, and we'll see what it acts like.
All right.
All right, try putting her in gear now. Not terrible. What's the RPM reading there? About 5?
Yeah.
Pop it back into park. Just around or just below 1,000?
Yeah, just a tick below.
Sounds good and smooth there. I say we button her up and call her good right there.
All right. Takes a while to shut off.
It's like an artist signing his work.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take care of these ones, honey. Chrome don't get you home, but it does look pretty good.
It does. Pain in the bum, but
It is, you know. I do like shiny stuff. Just like a crow, right? It's just, I can't.
it's like you in white t-shirts.
Yeah, I do not own a single white. There will never be a Redneck's Dirty Hands white t-shirt.
No. Not on your body, anyway.
I don't know who can, anybody that can wear a white shirt and not get it dirty, we cannot be friends.
No. I know once I put one on, I have food on it within 5 seconds.
All right, well, I think all that's left is to have a beer and celebrate a job well done. We're not gonna get the transmission back for Redford's until God knows when, I don't know. So I think unfortunately, you know, a little bit of regular, it's not too often, especially this shop, we get 2 bright red hot rod pickup trucks in, you know, and they are fairly similar too. I mean, yeah, one's a Ford, one's a Chevy, but I mean, they're both the same shade of red. They both got BF Goodrich TA tires on them. They both got Chevy 350s, 700 R4 transmissions. You know, life's pretty good when you get to fart around with this stuff. And it's not rusty junk.
I was just gonna say that it was not rusty. It was nice to work on.
Right? Working on not rusty junk and snowmobiles is way better than working on people's daily commuters that they do not look after, they do not care about, they do not want to put any money into, and when you tell them it's gonna be like $500 or $1,000 to fix it, they look at you like you're the bad guy. You know what makes these trucks even cooler?
But,
A Redneck Dirty Hand vintage cooler.
right?
You got this, this was your gift from your last job, wasn't it?
Yeah, for I think 20 years.
20 years service.
That's what I got.
Yeah, and you didn't even come with that sticker.
No.
Vintage cooler,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, it looks right at home. Look at that. Nice. Redford, if you're watching, if you throw in a couple extra buckaroonies on the bill when after putting the transmission in, you might be able to go home with that.
I like the brown bills, eh?
All right, well, I gotta say, you know what? It's not, we didn't get everything accomplished I wanted to. You know, unfortunately, we have to wait for the transmission for Redford's 33 there. But this one, I mean, it's not bad.
No.
The rear end makes zero noise, like the guy wasn't lying. So
Yeah.
And all the bearings, everything feels tight in there. There's no howling, no. So I don't know what's going on. It's got fresh oil in there. My suggestion is let him run it for maybe a few 100K, and then we'll dump it, check it, and see if it's still nice and clean. I don't know what the heck's going on. We don't know the history of this thing, but I mean, it drives straight, it's tight, it's right now. I mean, now that all the bolts are tight.
Yeah.
We got the shifter figured out. We got his idle issue and the choke issue figured out, because it wasn't the choke issue. It was a massive vacuum leak. So, I mean, that happens, you know. People, you know, sometimes you buy a vehicle, you don't know the history on it, you don't know what somebody did when they were putting it together, if they missed some bolts or missed, obviously that plug was off of that carburetor for more than a day. Yeah. So, I mean, sometimes it just takes a fresh pair of eyes to get looking at it and say, I found all kinds of things that he didn't even know was wrong with that. So at least now he can take it, he can put this one in storage. Once we get the transmission back in Redford's sweetheart over there, he can put that one in storage. And then we'll carry on. You know, this was an in-between. We didn't get a video out last week there. We've just been busy cleaning up the shop, you know, trying to get regular life things going, placing the orders for the merch. Shout out to everybody going to the website, www.rednecks-dirtyhands.com, picking up some sweet merchandise. We got the hoodies, we got the tees.
Yeah.
We got the dirty, well, my hat's dirty right now. I still haven't got a new one yet, but we do have new hats in stock. We ordered some new shirts. We're trying out the print on demand.
Yeah, so now there's these hoodies, but they're in different colors now other than black.
And you gotta order a size up.
Yes, because they fit tight.
Yeah, so I normally wear a large, but if I was gonna order one through the print on demand, I gotta get an extra large to fit properly. So, you know, just word for the wise, if you go and look it up, order one size up. We don't want you disappointed, get it, put it on, be like, freaking Chinese clothing.
I know. That's what happened when we test the shirts and we get them and they're like,
yeah, everything's China fit.
Really fit, yeah.
But we really do appreciate all the support and everybody logging into the members program there too, you know, giving the $4.99 a month to see all the behind the scenes shenanigans.
Yes.
You know, going out back blowing pumpkins up and you know, all that jazz. Shooting and, you know, having a few bevies in the shop, shooting the breeze, talking stories, you know.
Yeah.
It's a huge support. We appreciate everybody. I think, you know, a week or two ago there was only 30, now there's 40 members.
Ooh.
We're growing. Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate the support. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just, you know what, we needed a filler and these jobs needed to be done. So you know what, might as well make a video working on a couple of sweet old hot rods. So now I think it's time. I got the T-Cat up on the left. My buddy Rob Lowe has the original 4-stroke out of Yo Mama. So I'm trying to cook something up. Stay tuned. It's gonna be the next project, I think. So as always, take her easy. Cheers. Ooh, that feels.
I had too many at the Halloween party. I'm not opening mine.
Oh, yes, you did.